Hey, this is Marc Cuniberti talking about fire insurance again. Hey, we did a short video on fire insurance policies, how they were constructed a couple of weeks back. I got so many emails and so many calls. We covered the how these policies are constructed. Specifically today, we're going to quickly cover this coverage C, which is contents. Thanks to Deborah of Farmers for giving us an illustrious example or illustration of what contents are. The dwelling on this particular policy was $584,000. The dwelling is all the sticks and the stones and the everything is bolted to the house and everything that's attached to the house on the outside, okay? Deborah Farmer said basically the contents, you cut the roof off and you dump everything outside down on the ground. That's your contents. Now your countertops and things like that sort of not going to fall out. That's covered by the dwelling part. The contents, everything that falls out, and they're not going to pay you for grandma's antique unless you schedule it, and they're only going to give you a certain amount if you have guns or jewelry, so you're not going to be able to go back and say, hey, I had $5 million worth of cash. It's not going to happen. But we did see, especially in this policy, and in many other policies I'm seeing, the dwelling was $584 here, but this contents was $438. Would this guy take $438 if he had all the contents and dumped them out on the ground? You bet he would. Probably take half of that. I can't speak for him, of course, and you've got to okay the contents, but my particular opinion, I'm seeing contents coverage is way, 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 way up there. Now, in the CalFair policy, of which many of you are going to get, CalFair is not a bad thing. It's the only person that's going to throw you a rope. Otherwise, you're not going to get insurance. If you reduce the contents portion of the fire policy, the CalFair policy, that can knock your premiums down some for sure. Other things you can do is raise the deductible at CalFair or wherever your fire policy is. Now, when you have the smaller policy, some people call it a wrap, some people call it a difference in conditions, lower the contents there as well. That'll bring your policy down some. But your main premium is going to be the fire policy, going to be CalFair. So got to take a close look at this, okay? Some of the policies, the way they're written, the proportions here, this one, in my opinion, is way out of whack. So you definitely have to look at your coverages. I see people that come to me and say, this guy was a lot lower than this guy. And I said, well, what are the coverages or the limits? They say, I don't know. Well, now you're not comparing apples against apples. I could give you a warranty on your car for $10, but I'm only going to cover the windshield. But if you want a warranty to cover your whole car, of course it's going to cost you more. So if your contents and dwelling and all these limits are different on everybody's quote, then you can't compare just the price. You got to look at what they're covering. Okay, I'll have more contact information at the end of this video, and we're going to do more on these because we're getting a good response on these. So take a look at this personal property contents coverage on your policy or ask your agent. Okay, thanks for listening.